Hello everyone and welcome to another game I played on Ptcgo. So in this match I'm going to be playing a Genesect Virizion deck. I've modified it a bit. And here unfortunately the one Lugia I play, just to threaten and do some quick prize taking or to finish up a game is what I start off with, which is kind of the last card you want to start off with. And I don't really have any other Pokemon. I do have an N and a Juniper. I obviously don't want to play the Juniper. And my opponent is playing a Fairy deck with a Xerneas and a Xerneas EX on the bench. So I'm going to attach a Team Plasma Energy onto my Lugia. And here I'm going to level ball for Pikachu, which I play here. And I notice two of my Pikachus are prized. So that is really unfortunate. So I play a 3-3 line. And I'm not going to have access to most of it for the entirety of this game until I start taking prizes. So my opponent is actually going to play a Hypnotoxic Laser. So here he's going to really try to power up his side by using Geomancy. And it looks like he does play a Zekrom to sort of go against exactly what I have in my active, something that's weak to lightning types. So some fairy decks choose to go just straight fairy, and it looks like my opponent is going for more of a toolbox feel, which I have featured on this channel in the past. So here I'm going to evolve into Raichu. My opponent did use Geomancy, and he attached a Floatstone to the active. I'm going to Startling Megaphone to get rid of that Floatstone, attach a Grass onto Lugia, and then Chorester 4, and that's really unfortunate. Here I'm debating what to do. I'm going to Ultra Ball away the Palpad and the Team Plasma Ball, and I really want to get a Virizion out in the active. I need the Energy Acceleration, and I have a feeling as soon as Zekrom gets powered up, that Lugia will get knocked out. And as of now, he doesn't have any special energy, so he can't actually attack and hit me for the knockout. He could outrage for 40. Looks like he's going to attach a Rainbow Energy or a Prism. I didn't see exactly which one went down. And then he's going to Juniper his hand away. Fortunately for me, getting rid of 2 Max Potions, so that's definitely good. He's going to attach a Muscle Band onto Zekrom. He still doesn't have a Fairy Garden, which I'm sort of happy. But now he's going to Geomancy again. It looks like he didn't really attach anything, maybe 1 to Zekrom. I'm going to N here, attach a Grass onto my benched Virizion. I'm going to bench another, and I'm going to Escape Rope. I really want to get Lugia out of the active spot, and then I'm going to send up Virizion and just leave it there. As of now, he cannot hit for weakness. He does not have any Spritzy or Aromatisse in play, so he will not be able to move energy around his next turn unless he plays something like Energy Switch. So I think it's a safe play for the time being. And my opponent is going to attach a second special energy onto Zekrom, so now he can actually hit Lugia for the knockout. He's going to bench another Xerneas EX and just pass his turn. So fortunately here I do have a Grass Energy, so I will be able to Emerald Slash and get 2 more Grass Energies down onto my field. I just have to, I guess, carefully decide what to attach it to. I know he can hit Lugia for weakness, but it also is the thing with energy attached to it. Here I'm going to play a Shadow Triad, bringing back a Team Plasma Ball, just because I figure with a Juniper in hand I won't be playing Shadow Triad my next turn. I'll probably be discarding it. So I decide to go for a Virizion, for a Genesect, and here I'm going to Emerald Slash, doing 50 damage, and here I think I'm going to attach those 2 energies onto a Genesect, it looks like. So now my opponent still doesn't have a Aromatisse out, so I'm not too worried, but he's going to switch into Zekrom and then play Lysander. So he's going to bring up Lugia into the active spot. So, and he takes an easy knockout here. And the prize lead, he gets to take 2 prizes. So he did play town map, so he gets to see exactly what he takes, and as do I. He might have gone for the Spritzy, but it looks like he actually didn't, which is a little bit weird. So I'm going to send up Raichu just because it has free retreat. I don't know if it's the appropriate time to play since I only have access to that one because my Pikachus are in the prizes. So here I'm going to play the escape rope, hoping he can send up something I can knock out. He doesn't, well, at least not yet. I will send up Genesect, and here I'm going to N and hope I can draw into something good. Unfortunately, I don't really. I'm going to play Sky Arrow Bridge to reduce retreat costs, and then play a Plasma Energy onto Genesect. That is going to allow me to bring up something from the bench, and here I'm going to go for Xerneas EX, which is damaged, and it doesn't really have the necessary energy to attack me next turn. So I figure that's a safe bet. I'm doing 150. But because I have Sky Arrow, he can actually retreat that Xerneas now. He benches a Victini and attaches to it, and he's going to Skyla, maybe for a victory piece, which would be a really odd ace-spec to play, but then again, Victini is kind of an odd card to play in this deck, since it's so easy to knock out. And he actually goes for a Bicycle. So he's going to switch first, choosing to go into Victini, and then Bicycle. So he can't hit me for the knockout. All he can do is Intensifying Burn. Oh no, actually Turbo Energize, which I don't think will do anything because I don't think he plays fires. And now he is able to Ultra Ball for a Spritzy, and he's going to do nothing with his first attack because he has no fire energy, as I suspected. So now here I have an interesting choice to make. I can take the knockout here. I can actually take 4 prizes. I attach an energy onto Genesect, so I can Megalo Cannon, knocking out the active Victini, and sniping the benched Xerneas, hitting it for the knockout as well. I'm going to end here. I put down a Tropius. So here I'm going to do just that, Megalo Cannon, and hit the bench Xerneas, taking a massive 4 prize turn. I don't know if that was the best thing to do, but it doesn't look like he can immediately get the return knockout. But since he does play Lysander, he may have some other way around this. And of course he can always get Aromatisse, in which case I may be in for a surprise. So I do get a Pikachu off of those prizes. Not that I think Pikachu will be all that useful, since he hasn't exactly played anything that's weak to lightning. And here we see an Yveltal get discarded with an Ultra Ball, so he's obviously not going to want to play that for this game. And he goes for the Aromatisse, so now he can Fairy Transfer energy around, and he's going to play the Juniper, but he still doesn't have Fairy Garden, and he actually is going to put down an Entei EX, it looks like. He attaches a Fire Energy, or a Special Energy onto it, so he's going to be able to move the energy around, and thanks to my Sky Arrow Bridge, he can actually retreat the Xerneas this turn and hit me for the knockout. So just like that, the match has taken a drastic turn for the worse. It looked like he wouldn't be able to hit me for the knockout, but he's going to be able to knock out Genesect this turn, and I don't really have anything to respond with. I can send up something to sacrifice, but that may not buy me enough time since he has a Lysander in his deck. So he knocks out my Genesect, and I'm going to send up Tropius just as a sacrifice. I could attach energy to it, but it's really not worth it. I'm going to bench a Pikachu, attach onto a benched Genesect. Here I'm really hoping I can hit my ace spec and do something next turn, actually get the win, but I really need to thin my deck out, and that's why I played here a card to get a special energy as well, a Shadow Triad to get a special energy out of the discard pile a plasma energy so I can again capture something up with red signal to get the win. Not that it matters if I can get G Booster as my A spec, which I do play. So here my opponent is waiting. He can easily take the knockout, but he's going to muscle band onto his Xerneas and then end me. So that's not good. Had a lot of things I could do with that hand, but he does get me a Juniper, which is cool. And he's going to escape rope, so here I just choose to send up Pikachu since I can actually sacrifice it. And he sends up Xerneas, and I don't care if he knocks out Pikachu. Like I said, I don't really see it doing much along with Raichu. And he's going to take the knockout, doing 80 damage and hitting my bench Raichu. So here I'm going to send up Genesect. Essentially it's send up Genesect, get G Booster, and win or lose. That's pretty much the setup here. So I have to send up Genesect. I'm debating whether or not to attach this grass energy, but I guess I should since there's no guarantee I'll draw any more energy. And I'm going to Juniper my hand away, hoping to get a G Booster. And unfortunately I do not. I did get a Skyla, which would help me next turn. But like I said, this game is absolutely over. I'm going to Megalo Cannon the active for 100 and hit the benched Xerneas, or benched Entei, for 20. So here my opponent just needs to retreat into Entei and take the knockout. And thanks to my own Sky Arrow Bridge, he can actually do this much easier. It'd be easier with a Fairy Garden, but thanks to my, I guess, overzealousness, it might have been better not to play that card, since I do play Escape Rope here as well as a potential switching card. So my opponent says GG, and I say GG back, and he's going to take the knockout here by Fairy transferring the energy onto Entei, and he'll take the knockout on Genesect thanks to weakness. So, as you can see, this modified Genesect Virizion deck didn't quite work here. Mostly because I don't really see Entei getting tacked into these fairy decks. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed.